Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to another preview show. I'm Foxy. Here with another dramatic set. We're actually outside today. I'm not going to go on about Rob's. Rob's hasn't had time to put anything together this week, so we ran out of paper mache and toilet rolls. So preview Hull City. Rob, you all right, bud?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, good. Yeah. We're not going to really discuss the Preston game. Obviously, we all know the score and everything. They've changed teams, stuff like that. The only thing that we are maybe going to mention is about Tav, because we're going to try and start a hashtag to get Tav starting every week because he looks lethal. But yeah, no need to talk about Preston. It was what it was. Confidence carries on. Another win, I suppose. Penalty shootouts, albeit penalty shootout. But we roll on. Hopefully, we'll get Bournemouth away. So, Hull City. I don't know how much you guys know about Hull City. Obviously, they came down with us, but their relegation seems to have affected them quite a lot. And actually, as a Boro fan, it kind of puts things into perspective of where we are really, because Hull and Sunderland, who came down with us, we know where Sunderland are now, and obviously Hull are at the bottom of the league. They're in the doldrums. Nothing's happened for them this season. They just about stayed up last year. And we had a good result there last year, actually. One amongst good results. 3-1, I think it was, wasn't it? So, we're back there on Saturday. I don't really know what to make of this game. It should potentially be on paper. It should be quite a comfortable win. No offence to any Hull fans watching, but they haven't done anything this season. I think they've only won one, and that was Ipswich at home. Previously, they've just been beaten away to Reading 3-0, which was a bit of a six-pointer even at this time of the season, guys. Really, Reading went down to 10 men as well, and they got turned over pretty convincingly. Really, I think that was Reading's first win of the season. Also, obviously, they're at home. To us. So what are we expecting from this game? Well, looking at their team and looking at what they're kind of talking about, the fans and the kind of the atmosphere around the game, they're classing this as a way to kickstart their season. We've seen this in previous weeks to Norwich City, who needed the season kick-starting. Obviously, we rolled into town and put in a really poor performance. Got turned over. So is this a potential banana skin? Hull have got Leeds coming up after Boro at home as well. So they're kind of looking at, from reading what the fans are saying, they're looking at this now, like I said, to kickstart their season. And a game that the whole team should be up for. And kind of put one over on us. We've got a decent record there, like I say. We beat them there last season. We've had some decent results there back in the day with Emerson and people like that, 3-2s. But Saturday for me is a game where we really need to be on our guard. Professional performance. I'd take a 1-0 performance there. I'm not going to get bogged down on what the score's going to be just yet, but I'd take a 1-0, I'd take another clean sheet, quite happily. As we know, everyone can beat everyone in this league. That's nothing new. But their main man's out, really. Evandro kind of is their sort of go-to guy. Everything goes through him. He's been there quite a while. Other players in that team that could potentially be a game changer is Gazitsky, who may start. He's been out injured. Bowen, who I'll come back to, and Irvine and maybe Fraser Campbell are kind of their threat, if you like, this season. Although it hasn't really been much of a threat. Probably a threat with a rubber knife, if I'm honest. Not much of a threat. Again, I'm not trying to be derogatory, Hull City fans, but I think you would agree. They're not really singing from the same hymn sheet at the moment. They don't want Adkins there. He's come out today and talked about how we all know who we are in this squad now, and how we've got to find this strength and belief to be able to carry our season forward. But as Hull City fans are saying, and people looking from the outside in like myself, they kind of should know who they are by now. They've been diabolical. They're looking at changing managers. I don't know who you're bringing, guys. I don't know who's out there. But from a Boro fan's point of view, there's nothing there at all to worry us. They play a lot of their sort of, or whatever their attacking build-up play goes through the middle. It was going through Evandro, creating chances through the middle through balls. It's their own sort of, it's their only real way of attacking. They're not very good on the wings. They're not very good off set pieces. They're not very good at holding onto the ball. Whereas we are good off set pieces and we're half decent at holding onto the ball. Well, in our own half anyway. Although in recent weeks we have started sitting back and kind of bringing pressure onto us. I don't know whether this will be a game that would actually suit that style of play, because they're susceptible to a counter-attack. We've been quite threatening on the wings up until the last couple of games. Friend and Shotton have been getting up and down quite a lot. I'd like to see Bezic start on the left instead of Friend, but again, that's just my own personal opinion. I think that would give us a lot more if we started Bezic and we started Braithwaite on that side. I think it would give us a whole new option, but I don't know whether that'll happen. As I said earlier, I'd like to see Tavernier start. Can't understand why this guy's not playing, or at least in the squad. He makes the difference every time we've seen him. He looked good against Preston. He's looked good everywhere, every time we've seen him play, and I think he's a little bit of a spark, he's got a little bit of magic in him. So that would play right into our hands. That would be perfect because they are susceptible on the wings, like I say, and also they're not very good defending set pieces. They've conceded quite a few goals off set pieces this season. Derby beat them 4-1 at home, I think it was, and I think a couple of those goals were corners. So Boro fans, I know we're going to have a big crowd there again, as we always do. We had a good following at Preston, 700 odd fans on a Tuesday night for a Carabao Cup game, which is immense. As always, best fans in the world. Don't exaggerate. Really, really we are. So we're going to take a decent set of fans down with us to Hull. So really for me, if we get off to a flyer, high press, plenty of energy in the centre midfield, which is what we've not seen against Swansea at home and Portland, and there's no reason why we can't get a couple of early goals and the game is over. We all know once we go ahead, it's game over. Like I say, I've looked at the teams that they're potentially going to put out. Fraser Campbell could be a slight threat. He's got a couple of goals this season, as has Irvine. Whether he'll again, I don't know whether he's going to start. But realistically, apart from that, there's nothing to worry about. Prediction-wise, as I said, I think it might be a 1-0, Rob.
1-0.
1-0, it's got 1-0 written all over it. I think what will happen with this game is, if we don't score and the game edges and edges closer to the 60th, 70th minute and they score, it could be a Norwich debacle. Because they are looking at us rolling into town for a bit of confidence. Obviously, they know we're top of the table with Leeds, or third, fourth of the table up there. So why not? They might have a decent crowd out, but not a better setting to get one over on and get your season going. So I'd like to see a professional performance. As I say, it should not be a Norwich City performance, but there are a lot of potential banana skins in this league. 1-0, why not? I'd be quite happy with a 1-0, but I'd like to see us go there and really take it up the pieces and get our season kicked back off and put a really good performance in there. So listen, guys. Get down there, be positive, whoever you are, wherever you are, always be optimistic. But I've been Foxy, that's been Rob, this has been a preview, and thanks for tuning in. Take care.